Hi everybody, welcome to Hear Us Out. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Paul.
And today we're going to be talking about Ghostbusters 2020, a new teaser. And I'm not even saying teaser trailer because this is a proper old school teaser.
Yeah, this really is.
And it's for Ghostbusters. So finally, someone has got a teaser right. Go and check out our other video on trailers. You'll see we talk about teasers there. This is how teasers are done.
Yeah.
And the content is great. But the topic, the subject is even better. It's Ghostbusters, everybody.
Patrick might be really, really excited about this one.
A little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit.
More inappropriate hand gestures.
I'm really, really happy. And I think let's get the ghost. Hey, let's get the ghost out of the closet first. This is Ghostbusters 2020. It is, as far as we can tell, it is going to be a continuation from in the same universe and in this timeline for Ghostbusters 1 and 2. So that would be the original cast, Ghostbusters 1 and 2. Ghostbusters 2016, as we'll refer to it, the female-led Paul guy.
Not me.
Not him. That movie that was not very good, but also has become almost famous or infamous for all the wrong reasons because people were dicks about it.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to use that word? Is that too strong?
Well, no, it's not. If you decided that was a bad film because of the four female casts, then you're a prick. But if you decided because, it just wasn't a good film and it just didn't do well with the IP, then...
You're right, because it wasn't.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so we're going to get that out of the way first. This is not related to that film.
No.
But I'm going on the record saying that film, as bad as it was, wasn't a fault of anybody who was in it. And if they wanted to try again... If they wanted to use that cast again.
Yeah, so they said that, or Jason Ritme.
Ivan Reitman's son, Jason. Yeah, it is Jason, yeah.
He said that it's the Ghostbusters 2012 is not connected, or 2020 is not connected to the 2016 universe.
Yeah.
So essentially they're two separate timelines. Two separate dimensions. So he said that if they wanted to continue on with anything in that version,
that they should go right on ahead.
Yeah, they would be perfectly happy.
And they're still going ahead with an animated Ghostbusters, possibly movie series. So hey, the more Ghostbusters, the better for me because it shaped me as a child. I absolutely adore the movie, the original movie, and the sequel was alright. Now, importantly, onto this teaser. This is a teaser in the old school fashion. I know we've already said that, but I want to explain what we mean by that. It does not necessarily give away anything about the film. In fact, anything that's in it may have nothing to do with the film. This is just a teaser to get people hyped because they're now going to go ahead and make a film.
Yeah.
So they haven't shot one scene yet.
No, this is essentially the start of the production. Is this teaser trailer?
Yeah.
And as we said, none of the footage or any of the settings or anything might be in the actual film. So it gives you a nostalgia sense.
Oh god!
And when you have a look at it, so it brings that back up to you, and also gives you hints of things that you really, really loved from the first movies. So it's a great teaser.
Oh well, it's okay. It's a minute long, and I can run through it in like 4 sentences. That's how good and tight and correctly teaserish it is. It's opening in a shot away from a barn. You can see a barn with a door slightly ajar, and there's some lightning style things happening. But importantly, put your headphones on, folks, because you hear the original, one of the original soundtrack songs, the original score songs. It's from the library scene, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. And as you get closer to the barn, you realize that definitely is Ghostbusters music you're hearing, and there's more flashes of lights. But the flashes of lights are starting to be accompanied by the noise of something very familiar, which once you get into the barn, there's more flashes. A car is slightly uncovered, and it's the Ecto-1. And for anybody who's not a Ghostbusters nerd out there, Ecto-1 is the original hearse that the Ghostbusters used as their Ghostbusters mobile.
Yeah, as in Ecto-2 is the one from the second film, and it actually has a larger, it has more stuff on it, and it also has the signs on the sides. This is the original one that they have. And
the real Ghostbusters cartoon started using Ecto 3, 4, and 5 as bicycles and all sorts of stuff. But for getting out of the Ghostbusters nerd in me, I promise I'm coming right back. Once you realize it's the original Ghostbusters car, it then, when it flicks to the logo, it does the best thing ever. It makes the sound of a proton pack. They're old Ghostbuster shooty things. It makes that boot up noise that they had, which if you're of the right age to watch Ghostbusters 1,000 times, you'll notice that you can pick that noise out from a billion other noises.
Well, they're simply, if you've watched enough of the Ghostbusters movies, as Patrick has said, you'll definitely be able to finish this do
Ray.
So you'll definitely understand where we're coming with that.
Egon.
Do Ray Egon.
So even from that scene alone, you should be able to know the sound of the proton pack powering up. So
it's one of those things. The hairs on the back of my head, on the back of my hands, on the back of my hairs all stood up. I was Sonic the Hedgehog for 1 second today, and it was at that noise. Instantly, I was like, yes, if anybody's going to do this with a teaser, it means that they care about the movie.
Yeah.
Now, as you mentioned earlier, Ivan Reitman, who produced and directed the first film, it's his son that's doing this. So in a rather sweet way, he had gone to his father and brought an idea, and his father was really happy about,
What was the quote that he said?
Oh, he has a lovely quote that, it's great that he's, wants to join the family business, but he then said, he explained, so his son explained the idea he had for the movie, and he said it was genuinely touching and made him cry. So that means, to me, original cast, possibly conclusion of their stories, possibly some, payoff for them, or some happiness for them.
Closure.
Some closure, exactly.
So, we're probably going to go into a little bit of...
So give us your theory. Let's just assume the teaser is in some way leading up to the film. So hit me with what you think the teaser could have told us.
Okay, so as I said, Patrick is a massive fan of the Ghostbusters thing, as I'm a massive fan of the John Wick thing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go first with my theory, and then Patrick is going to hit me with some knowledge. And so
don't know about that, but I'll try.
So my theory is the fact that maybe someone has bought the remnants of the Ghostbusters equipment, so the Ecto-1 and some of the proton packs, and is currently trying to repair them in some way for whatever reason. And then once kind of repaired or something, maybe he goes on a journey, or they go on a journey to find the old crew, or the fact is that the old crew find them because they keep messing with their stuff.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. It set something off. Sorry, I'm going to use the microphone. That's how this works. I like that. I like the salvage hunters idea that somebody, did a storage wars thing, bought all the old Ghostbuster stuff, and then starts tinkering with it. I'd be happy if that was actually part of the setup.
Like it feels like a bit of sense of love for the equipment and stuff, and maybe nostalgia for it. So,
and also because it's been so long since the second film, it would be a nice way to show that transition of time and be like, okay, well, people have just forgotten about this, as people forget about everything.
Yeah.
But things still have their value, and somebody's now owning it. My guess is a little different. I have a feeling that they might, just because of that talk about crying and emotion and all the rest, I think they may really hook it back to the first couple of films. And to do that, they might use not the next generation, because I'm not a big fan of that. Okay, let's get all the Ghostbusters kids, and they're the new Ghostbusters. But there was a child. There was a child in the second film called Oscar. It was Sigourney Weaver's son.
Yeah.
He had a pretty big part to play in the film, since he was going to be the new vessel. So a painting basically nicked him and wanted to be him.
What was his name? Virgo?
Vigo.
Vigo?
Yeah. Vigo the Destroyer. Not Vigo the Destroyer. Oh, God. See, now I'm...
Vigo the Awful.
Vigo. The Vigo. I like the...
Nerd. We're both nerds.
I think if they go down the Oscar route, because Oscar would now be of the right kind of age, he'd be a grown-up, but not be too old, that he could be going back to the old family farm, going out to the shed where all the Ghostbusters memorabilia is, and, trying to recapture a little bit of his connection with his maybe passed away parents. You never know which whoever doesn't sign up for the film might be cast as. And I think that'd be kind of nice, and that'd be a good connection to the old films. He then may reach out to like Uncle Ray to get some information on the packs. So
it's a very good theory, because it means that it's a very easy transition between the two. I guess if we're going to go for two teams, as it were, kind of thing. So I'm guessing that Oscar, if it is Oscar, and he would probably recruit essentially friends, or there'll be some kind of like in the first one, slow, organic kind of finding of each other kind of team, like, you know.
Yeah.
So
I think
it's a good transition.
There's definitely going to be other people involved. Let's not forget a big shout out to Rick Moranis, and I can't remember the lady who played Janine.
You going to answer that?
Quit better jobs than this. Ghostbusters, what do you want?
That just tickles me every time. I'm like, yes, that's the way you want to pick up a phone. And what do you want?
That's the yeah. What is it? Janine, can you do some work, please?
Yeah.
You know, don't stare at me with the bug eyes, Janine.
That's right. Do your bug eyes, Janine.
I'm sorry about the bug eyes comment, Janine.
I absolutely, yeah.
I know that line. I'm really good at lines.
You're really, really good. I'm loving this. We're going to go watch Ghostbusters now. Finish the podcast yourselves, all right? I don't know if I'm doing any more tonight. But back on topic, I think if we are going to see, we are going to see what is going to be, we haven't talked about whether or not it's going to be Ghostbusters 3. Because it's currently called Ghostbusters 2020.
Now, yeah, like we've discussed, the fact is that although it is the third iteration in the series of this form of the Ghostbusters, they might not call it Ghostbusters 3.
Yeah.
They might call it Ghostbusters Back in Action.
Yeah,
not
let's
that lame.
hope
Fucking
not.
don't take that.
Yeah, but, and again, it's because of the thing we mentioned at the very start. There is the fact that there was a third Ghostbusters movie, which was a reboot that doesn't involve this thing, and they may decide not to go with 3 for that reason. But I actually think that's the reason they should go with Ghostbusters 3. I'll be honest.
Well, as in if they go with Ghostbusters 3, it doesn't really matter, because the fact is they've already said that the
first 2 films are in the universe.
Two, let's Dimension A and Dimension B. They're both in different timelines. So
exactly,
you know, if you call it 3, it's just like, oh, okay, it's fine.
It's a continuation from the one that was officially called Ghostbusters 2. But again, whatever you go with, we're still, you know, take my money. I want to see this movie. Please, you know, do it well, because I don't know if we'll survive a second bad Ghostbusters film.
It's the nostalgia moment, because if this has any element of the original ones, because although the 2016 one, you know, had its issues and stuff like that, it didn't really have the nostalgia moment there.
No,
it was still it looked decent in areas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as I said, if this is in any way nostalgic of the first 2 and it's bad, it'll be so much more hurt.
True, but you know what?
It'll be a childhood hurt.
If they just start off the movie with the teaser that they've already released, I'll probably be all right no matter where it goes, because they've just shown me like the back door of a Cadillac hearse with a Ghostbusters logo on it, and my inner child literally did a yes, which is terrible. But okay, back on topic. Bad guys. It's one of the important things about any film like this, because the film really is about the main fun people. They're fun people, but they have to have something to have conflict with. So how do you introduce ghosts back into the world?
Well, obviously, it's not going to be introducing them back to the world. It's going to be more introducing them to what is the crisis that's going on with them. And Hear Us Out, which me and Patrick are both very much strongly against. Don't be a genie in a bottle. Yeah.
So none of this. I was cleaning the proton pack, and then I noticed there was a trap in the bag that came with my salvage gear that I bought at the auction, and I opened it. Out came a ghost, and that's our bad guy for the film.
Oh, yeah, or overload. They find, like, after fixing the proton pack, he walks down to the basement, and there's the containment unit matrix thing, and he actually breaks it in some way.
I'm just coming up with loads of really bad ideas that I don't want to see. Or don't be like, when a proton pack was enabled or activated, it sent a signal out to the underworld, the ghost world, who'd been listening so that they could come and get their revenge. No, don't do that. No, don't do that.
Yeah.
So, you know, find a way. I think anything other than something cheesy will work for me.
I think the only way that you can do genie in a bottle moment for this is if the trap is Slimer.
Yeah, and that's a sight gag at best.
Yeah, like that's the only thing. Is the fact is that I dropped a trap and then Slimer comes out. Yeah. Then that's fine, but don't make it the main bad guy.
Also, don't. Yeah, Slimer. I've just realized Slimer. You've all seen Ghostbusters. Slimer is maybe the most famous non-Ghostbuster in Ghostbusters, I guess. It's, you know, Slimer became a toy du jour.
Yeah.
Don't have a Slimer in this for financial reasons of being able to sell merchandise, by all means, but don't have a Jar Jar Binks Slimer moment. Let's avoid that one too. Yeah. List of things to avoid. That's what we're giving. Yeah. But no, genuinely, I think if they're going to introduce a villain, should it be otherworldly? I think so. Should they stick with something supernatural? Because they could go for the fake out of somebody is pretending to have brought back ghosts, and they find out that it's a big evil conspiracy, and it's actually, the Mandarin. I think it's more. The two ways that we kind of, I think we feel okay about this is the fact is that if you wrote a really good kind of like, oh, there's humans cult kind of group, like, who were trying to bring back some kind of, monster or something like that, like the second one, but kind of more in a grander scheme thing. Yeah. Or so that would be kind of a newer bad guy thing, well written and everything like that. Or bring back possibly one of the old ones. Yeah, like they can easily go back to Zool, as you pointed out. Yeah, they've got plenty that they can hook back to. Yeah, as long as they don't, as long as they don't do the genie in the bottle thing with Zool or something like that with the gate or some crap. And let's be honest, it isn't actually about the villain; it's about the reveal of the villain. That's the important part. Zool wasn't nobody. There is no Dana, only Zool. At that point, you hadn't seen Zool. You don't really properly ever technically see Zool, but properly. Nobody's like, oh, they remember Stay Puft. They remember the reveal slowly of how things are going wrong. They remember the EPA guy, who I'm not going to use the dirty word that he doesn't have, but that's true. This man doesn't have one. I've already said dick once, haven't I? I can get it in there. You already have.
Everything was fine with our system until the power grid was shut off by Dickless here.
They caused an explosion.
Is this true?
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
I do anything you want, really, with the bad guy. Just don't throw it in there and be like, we're going to hang this around the bad guy. Hang it around the Ghostbusters and reveal the bad guy slowly, or bad person, bad entity, whatever. So, in summation, I'm way too excited to wrap this video up. Paul, can you get us out of this? Because I'll talk about it all night.
So, if you're one of the nostalgic and grew up with the Ghostbusters 1 and 2, let us know what you think of the Ghostbusters 3 or Ghostbusters 2020, which was a teaser trailer. If you're completely new to Ghostbusters...
is there anybody?
Well, I mean...
If you're out there...
As in, if you didn't grow up with them and you don't have as much of the nostalgia as we do kind of thing, tell us what you think. Are you excited of just seeing a new funny film, or has the 2016 one given too much of a bad taste in the mouth? Okay.
And if anybody, and just want to throw in, and I'm particularly excited to hear from anybody who's like, no, don't do it because there's nothing to be gained. You can only make this worse. Because I actually don't think that applies anymore. I think that's the one thing the 2016 one took away.
Yeah.
You're not going to make it worse. You're not going to make it worse. You can only do well or do medium. You can't really do bad.
Yeah, well, if it does bad, it's probably not going to do as bad as 2016.
Yeah, that's true.
We've been Hear Us Out. I've been Paul.
I've been Patrick. And I've been very excited. Like, subscribe, notification bell, ring the notification bell, comment.
Do all those things.
Subscribe again. Get your friends to subscribe.
Share. We're not desperate.
I ruined the outro. Bye.